Shalom and blessings, children of Yahuah and the truth. Today we are on video number 56 of Yahuah's redemptive story. We are almost at the end, and I am sad. I would like to have more children's books to read on this channel so that I can teach about Yahuah to all age groups. We are on Corinthian court based on Acts 18:12 through 19:22, and Romans and 1 Corinthians. Jewish or Yahudi leaders in Corinth are angry because so many people believe in Yahushua. They take Paul before the new Roman governor, Gallio. Most excellent Gallio, this man is telling people to worship Yahuah in ways that are against the law. He is changing the Jewish or Yahudi customs that the Romans allow. Paul prepares to defend himself, but to everyone's surprise, Gallio turns on Paul's enemies. I am not going to get involved in your quarrels about the Jewish or Yahudi law. This has nothing to do with the Roman law. Get out of my court. After this order by the governor, Paul preaches in Corinth without any trouble, and the assembly grows. Paul writes another letter, this time to the Romans. Paul's letter to the Romans. Everybody, Roman or Greek, Yahudi, Jew or Gentile, needs Yahuah, because everybody has sinned and fallen short of Yahuah's perfection. But we are no longer punished by the law, because Yahushua HaMashiach gave us the law of the Spirit of life, or the Ruach of life, which sets us free from the law of sin and death. Paul's third missionary journey. It shows the red line where they traveled. Paul visits Jerusalem and Antioch. Then he begins his third missionary journey in Ephesus. He sees the great temple of the goddess Artemis. Like the people of Athens, the Ephesians worship a goddess made with their own hands. Yahuah helped me to teach them the truth. The people of Ephesus listen to Paul and see that what he says is true and that their magicians are fakes. Many people believe in Yahushua and burn their books of magic. Those scrolls are worth a fortune. Yes, but their new life in Yahushua is worth even more. Paul is still rejoicing about the growth of the assembly in Ephesus when news comes from Corinth. The assembly in Corinth is having all kinds of trouble. The members are taking sides against each other. Some of them say you are the head of the assembly. Others say Apollos is the best preacher. Others say Peter is the real leader. So Paul sends a letter to the assembly at Corinth. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians. I beg you, my brothers and sisters, do not quarrel and divide the assembly. The assembly has only one head, Yahushua, who died on the stake. Keep yourselves pure, because your body is the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh. So whatever you do with your body, eating or drinking or anything else, do it to honor Yahuah. We've all been given different gifts of the Ruach, so that we can build up the assembly in different ways. But even if I had all the gifts possible, if I knew everything and could speak the language of the angels or the messengers, it would mean nothing if I didn't have love. Ephesian mob, based on Acts 19:23 through 20.5 and 2 Corinthians. The assembly in Ephesus grows almost as rapidly as the blaze that destroyed the books of magic, but the people who earn money by selling things to worship the false Elohims are not happy. Business is no good. People aren't buying silver shrines of Artemis. It's because of that preacher, Paul. He's telling people to believe in Yahushua, so they don't want the things we make. Paul tells people Artemis is not really a goddess, that it does no good to worship her. The angry merchants rush into the streets and grab some of Paul's friends. Where is Paul? Tell us. Never. The mob swells as it presses through the streets. Soon the whole city is in an uproar. Artemis of the Ephesians is the greatest. The mob takes Paul's friends to the great outdoor theater. In another part of the city, Paul, the silversmiths are after you for destroying their business. They've grabbed Gaius and Aristarchus. Where are they? I want to help them. No, Paul, that mob wants to kill you. City officials beg Paul to stay away from the mob, so the mob continues to shout, "Great is Artemis!" Finally, the city clerk is able to make himself heard. "Gentlemen of Ephesus, if the silversmiths have a complaint, let them bring it to the courts. But this rioting is uncalled for, and it could get us in trouble with the Roman government." Threatened with Roman action, the riot breaks up. Paul sends for his friends. "The mob was really after me. I don't want all of you to be in danger, so I'll go to Philippi. Our prayers go with you." Soon after Paul reaches Philippi, Titus joins him with news from Corinth. "Your letter to the Yahudim at Corinth made them get back on the right path. But now some people claim that you are not a true apostle of Yahushua." Once again, Paul writes to the assembly in Corinth. Paul's second letter to the Corinthians. "I can see that my first letter upset you, but I am glad I sent it. I don't want to hurt you, but to help you grow in your faith. I know that many of you are suffering, but take comfort. Though we share Yahushua's pain, he also floods us with his comfort. So don't lose heart. Our troubles only last for a moment, but they earn us eternal life. And life in Shamayim, or heaven, will quickly make us forget our earthly hardships. So don't focus on the things you can see. Those things are temporary. It is the unseen things that are eternal. For those who question my authority, remember this. I have been imprisoned and beaten. I have faced down death. I've been stoned and shipwrecked. And I've endured all that to carry out the work of Yahushua." While Titus takes the letter to Corinth, Paul continues visiting assemblies in Macedonia. He collects money for the poor in Jerusalem. Months later, he reaches Corinth, where friends greet him eagerly. This money will show the Yahudim in Jerusalem that you're concerned for them. Falling asleep, based on Acts 20.6 through 21:16. Paul's enemies continue to plot against him, so he changes his travel plans to avoid them. He and his companions travel through Macedonia and on to Troas. Dr. Luke joins the band of missionaries once again. After weeks of traveling and visiting assemblies, Paul has so much to tell the people in Troas that he talks late into the night until, look out! Eutychus fell asleep sitting in the window. Paul rushes outside. "He fell from a third-story window. He's dead. Don't be alarmed. He's alive." Thank Yahuah. I'm sure he was dead. Yahuah has given Paul amazing power. Paul talks until daybreak, then says goodbye to his friends and continues his journey. Sorry. There you go. It's just hard to see. There's a glare. The guy that fell out the window. At Miletus, Paul sends word for the elders of Ephesus to meet with him. Eagerly they travel the 35 miles to see Paul again. "I'm going to Jerusalem. even though it is dangerous. My life means nothing to me so long as I finish the work Yahushua gave me to do. Since I won't see any of you again, remember what I've shown you. Work hard and help the weak. As Yahushua said, it is better to give than to receive. Paul goes on to Tyre, where he preaches for a week. When he leaves, the Christians follow, or the Yahudim follow him to the beach, a prayerful goodbye. For a prayerful goodbye. Don't go to Jerusalem. It's too dangerous. Your enemies are waiting to kill you because you say Yahusha is the son of Yahuah. I must go. I have money that the Gentile assembly have given for the poor of Jerusalem. I'm not afraid. Paul goes down to the coast to Caesarea and visits with Philip. The prophet Agabus joins them. Suddenly he takes Paul's belt and uses it to bind his own hands and feet. The Ruach HaKodesh tells me that this is how the Yahudim of Jerusalem will tie up the owner of this belt. They will hand him over to the Gentiles. Paul, change your plans. Don't go to Jerusalem. Why are you crying? I'm ready to go to prison. I'm even ready to die for Yahushua. One second, guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay. One more story for today. Under arrest. Based on Acts 21:15 through 22:23. In Jerusalem, Paul meets with James and other leaders of the assembly. He delivers the money for the poor and tells what Yahuah has done in other places. I must warn you, Paul, you have enemies here who think you are a traitor. Even Yahudim Jews have questions because of your work with the Gentiles. I'll worship with them in the temple to show that I am true to the faith of our fathers. James' warning comes true within the week. While Paul is worshiping in the temple, his enemies make false accusations. They say he brought non-Yahudim or non-Jews into the part of the temple where only Yahudim or Jews are allowed. There he is, the traitor. He has made this Kodesh place unclean. The Yahudim and Jews angrily turn against Paul. A mob drags him from the temple and starts to beat him. Look out, Roman soldiers are coming. Now tell us what this man has done. Take him away, kill him. Since they can't get a straight answer, the soldiers take Paul away. On the steps of the prison, Paul stops and tells the people how he became a Yahudim. But when he mentions preaching to Gentiles, the mob goes wild. He is not fit to live. Kill him! Kill him! Next time we will be reading Paul's trial, Bound for Rome, Prison Pen Pals, and Fight the Good Fight. And after that one, there is going to be one more video of this book. I'm going to miss reading this book with you guys. This book was a very nice book. And now, it's time to praise Yahuah. Last days. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No trap from the wicked shall prosper. No snare from the devil shall prosper. Yahuah knows who are his. Do your utmost to show yourself approved. Be ye not deceived by wolves in sheep's clothing, For in the last days there will be blasphemers and evildoers. Do not subject me to gossip and slander, because I will turn and walk away. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No trap from the wicked shall prosper. No snare from the devil shall prosper. Praise the Most High for His loving kindness. The Ruach HaKodesh sustains me. Do not subject yourselves to the wicked. It will only ever end in strife. Do not cast your pearls unto swine. Yahuah says, stay steadfast, keep my commands, for I call you mine. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of Elohim, and He shall lift you up. He will wipe away every tear that you cry. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No trap from the wicked shall prosper. No snare from the devil shall prosper. Praise Yahuah. Subject yourselves to Yahuah, and you'll bear much fruit. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuah and the Shamayim loves each and every one of us. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth.